Greetings, every peoples. This is your cult of personality, ToonKriticY2K's. The name tunes are the name of my game, and welcome to my first top 7 video of 2015. Last year was, well, needless to say, an emotional roller coaster for me and my friends, but, well, despite that, throughout all of this, I still made time to check out a lot of movies in 2014, more specifically, the animated ones. You know the title of this video, you know how my top 7s work, it's just my opinion, and I polled you guys and got your thoughts on what was your favorite animated movie of 2014. So now that I got that out of the way, just a reminder, these are only my opinions, and they're not entirely perfect. You can't expect them to be. So, let's dive right into my top 7 favorite animated movies of 2014. Number 7 goes to The Box Trolls. Now, when I first heard about The Box Trolls as I was skimming through the list of movies coming out in 2014, initially, I wasn't interested. The trailer didn't do much to impress me either, and although I was curious, I decided to focus on other movies first. That was until I found out that The Box Trolls was apparently good enough to warrant an Academy Award nomination, so I decided why not. To my surprise, Box Trolls turned out pretty good. I don't know why I decided to doubt this movie at first, because it was made by the same people who made Coraline and Paranorman, two brilliantly done stop-motion movies, one of which is in my all-time favorites list. There seems to be a running theme of outcasts and strange worlds that look like our own, or at least carrying Burton elements of our world, if that makes any sense. The animation, fair warning, stays in the grim brown area, and there is very little color, which is it's not really necessarily a bad thing, but if you're looking for a brighter movie, this may or may not be it. I wasn't sure on what exactly to put down from this movie, other than, besides the main theme of this movie, Box Trolls is, well, it's average at best. The whole break away from what you know, and, be who you want to be thing, this model's been done before, and that's not a big problem for me, but it's the reason why it's at number 7. Box Trolls is alright, and has a few good moments. That's about it, though. Number 6 is My Little Pony Equestria Girls 2 Rainbow Rocks. So I gave a poll to you guys to hear what you thought was the best animated film of 2014, and was surprised to see that the number 1 pick was Rainbow Rocks. Now, here's my thing. I'll agree that Rainbow Rocks is vastly superior to the first movie in almost every way. These songs are better. The characters are better. The story, well, while it does have a few holes here and there, is better. The villains are better-ish. And even the animation is better. If you want my full thoughts on the matter, you can check out the roundtable review I did of it with Voice of Reason and past analysis, which can be conveniently located in the description. Number 5 is Son of Batman. Now, there were 3 DC animated movies this year. Justice League War, which could have been better if the story had been more believable. Batman Assault on Arkham, focusing on the Suicide Squad and giving us a peek at how a Suicide Squad movie could work in the future. And Son of Batman. Son of Batman is the best out of the 3 in my opinion. Eliora and I did a first impressions video about this movie, so you can check that out. But right now I can say what I liked about this. I'm not the hugest Batman fan, but I liked the way he was portrayed in this. We don't often see Batman playing the father figure in this, so it presents an interesting challenge for him. I really dig the animation in this movie, bordering on anime levels with the detail and the colors blending together. The voice acting is, of course, top-notch, and I haven't seen a Batman movie falter with its voice acting yet. So, I look very forward to Batman vs. Robin later this year to see how the relationship between Bruce and Damian will unfold. Number 4, Book of Life. While I was initially disinterested with Box Trolls after seeing the trailer and images on Tumblr, when I first took a look at Book of Life, this movie caught my interest. It's about the Day of the Dead, a celebration that has always intrigued me, and offers a great glimpse into Mexican culture. Watching this with Eliora, we were both blown away by just how beautiful this movie looked. It's a unique style that almost looks like stop motion, but with the CGI making everything puppet-like, it just looks amazing. The voice acting is amazing, the music is amazing, the overall atmosphere of this movie is amazing. The one thing I want to note, though, with this movie is that it's a love story. And good God, I cannot stand love stories if they are done wrong. The whole film's premise is on a bet about a love story that holds the fate of the land of the living and the land of the dead in the balance. And I could believe it. I could actually believe the romance between the two main characters, and the twists and turns they go through is great. I can definitely recommend this movie. It deserves the hype and praise, and it's excellent right down to its core. Number 3 is How to Train Your Dragon 2. The first How to Train Your Dragon was not only one of my first reviews as the Toon Critic, but my favorite animated movie of 2010, and one of my all-time favorite animated movies in general. So the sequel had a lot to live up to. And it certainly did not disappoint. It took everything that was right and wrong from the first movie and improved upon it, making the story more serious and even a little bit darker. You could tell there was a lot more at stake with the way the story developed, focusing on Hiccup's further development from being an adolescent to an adult, with responsibilities sitting upon his shoulder from his father. Some of the other characters managed to find their way into some side gags, but they never took away too much from the actual story. Toothless is best dragon, by the way. You can see more thoughts in the movie with the thoughts on video I did with Eliora, and overall, How to Train Your Dragon 2 took the ball, ran with it, and made the sequel that much more exciting. What they do now with the third movie is up in the air, but I have full confidence that it will be great. Number 2 is Big Hero 6. Ah, yes, of course, a Disney movie would make its way right up to near the top of this list, and Big Hero 6 also did not disappoint. As with Frozen, I was skeptical over whether or not this movie would be good or not. It had pretty big shoes to fill after the success of Frozen, but with the story and characters working brilliantly together, I can say that I actually kind of enjoyed this more than Frozen. I mean, it's shocking, I know, but I really enjoyed this movie. As I've said before, I'm a huge fan of superhero movies, and it was pretty cool to see the movie take the tropes that the superhero genre was well known for, more specifically the origin story, and not only pokes fun at it, but makes it feel fresh. Fresh is the word I can use best to describe Big Hero 6, and I get that it isn't exactly like its source material, but I know nothing about its original source material. So as its own movie, I thought it did really good. I've also done a thoughts on video for this movie, by the way, so if you want to see that, link is in the description too. Now, one little thing, I loved the dynamic between Hero and Baymax, and it really feels refreshing, as I've seen before, to see a different take on the origin story and the main character being, well, two in this case, a great dynamic duo. I think Hero and Baymax do a great job standing out and show that you don't have to be the Avengers or the Justice League to make an impact, whether it's with morals and story or effects or at the box office or with anything else. Oh, yeah, by the way, there's a bunch of other morals in this too, but, ooh, Baymax is so adorable, I don't even care, says half the audience in Tumblr. By the way, I also want to give a real quick honorable mention to The Wind Rises English dub because I feel it deserves an honorable mention, even though it's not really a 2014 movie, by technicality it could be. And number 1, The Lego Movie. Out of all the movies on this list, this was the one movie that surprised me the most. I was already excited to know that Lego would be getting a movie, but I never expected the final product to be this good. I mean, apart from this movie utilizing the full potential of Legos and it looking like a professionally made brick movie like we'd see on YouTube, but on a much bigger scale, it found a comfy spot between being appealing for kids, teens, and adults. You have a solid voice cast featuring Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Liam Neeson, Morgan Freeman, Charlie Day, all these amazing voices, and featuring cameos from other well-known Lego characters, including Batman. I didn't know how this movie did it, but it managed to take all the elements necessary to make this entertaining and really made it work. At its core, the Lego Movie reminds us that you're never too old to enjoy what you love. Some things are just timeless, and that you can achieve great things no matter who you are. Now that sounds like something you'd see or hear on a 90s kids show, but here with Legos of all things, I think the combination was a smart move. Speaking of smart moves, this movie was going to be my pick for Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards, but for some strange reason, it wasn't picked. Why it wasn't, I don't know, but clearly a movie about Legos didn't warrant a nomination, and yet Box Trolls and Big Hero 6 did. Gee, I wonder who's going to win this year. That's all the time we have for this video, so please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitter, Patreon, Tumblr, all that good stuff. And with that being said, I am the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your viewing entertainment. See you guys in the next video.